Bum bum bum
Bum bum bum bum bum bum bum bum.
Ba-da-dum. Welcome to the 6 o'clock news on the BSN network. I'm Jim Heskey.
And I'm Frank Tarek. For those of you driving out on 690 West, be advised there are a few road repairs going on.
So you might be a little bit late for dinner. No.
Tonight we will be covering the flooding that has just recently occurred in downtown Syracuse, and also the stock market crash that happened only a few days ago.
Also, our financial advisor will be covering tips on how to manage your debt. And our top story tonight, Frank, is about a man who sold everything he had in order to buy some seemingly worthless land. Joe Peterson is on the field covering this story. Joe?
Thanks, Bill. Well, as you can tell right now, I'm here with the owner of this land, Terrence Williams. And Terrence, our realtors took a look at this land and they estimated it to be of a very low value. They said the land was too rocky, it was unfertile, you can't even build a house on this land. Terrence, can you tell us what compelled you to buy this land?
Well, I believe that this land here is valuable.
How so?
Well, you know how you've been walking in the desert for 3 days and then you see water. You get this feeling. This here land gave me that feeling.
Very interesting, Terrence. So, can you tell us, what did you have to do to obtain this land?
Well, I sold everything. I sold my house, my car, my trailer, my bicycle, and I went to the bank and got a loan for $150,000.
Well, Terrence, this has been a very eye-opening experience. I'd like to thank you for your time, and I hope that your investment will pay off. I'm Joe Peterson. Back to you, Bill.
Thanks for the coverage, Joe. Now, I'm in here in the studio with Albert Heffenstein. He's a world-renowned analyst. Welcome to the studio, Albert. Welcome to the BSN network.
Thank you.
And Albert and I will be trying to figure out why this man would do such a thing. Why would he sell everything he owns in order to buy this land that our realtors say is pretty much worthless? Albert, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, Bill, it seems as though this land is not worthless.
You're saying there's some value to this land?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. It seems as though this man has found some sort of treasure, or should we call it some antiquity.
So you're saying there's something in the land, not the land itself, that has value?
Yes. This object, should we call it treasure, has a great value to this man. We conducted a background check in this man, and it appears as though he had previous financial problems.
So you're saying this man could use this object he finds in the land to start a new life, get rid of his financial burdens?
Yes. We see he sold everything he had, from the clothes on his back to his house, his car, and he just left everything behind and bought this land.
So this man must have had some sort of faith in this land, to think about it. I mean, it's not easy to leave everything you own and then put all your trust in this one thing, in this land. He's really banking on this land, and he's hoping it's going to give him some sort of value, I think.
Yes, he is. Well, we can only wait and find out if there is actually something valuable in this land. We see he's put all his faith in it, so let's hope he actually finds something.
Yep, I hope he finds something as well.
It's like a salvation for him. Before that, he was in all these problems, and now it's like a new road for him, a new beginning.
So this land, you could say, was almost the source or salvation for this man, that he's hoping that by putting his trust and his faith in this one thing, he's hoping that the payoff, the initial payoff, I bet, is probably pretty big for him. But
Yes,
I think he sees something greater in this land that most people overlook.
Yes, right now we see it as a just plot of land, not fertile for growing or anything. But deep inside, it has a great value, and one day will benefit him. Most likely.
All right. Thank you for your time, Albert.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure meeting you. This is the BSN Network.
Having trouble studying the Bible? Have no fear. With this book called Living by the Book, you will be a Bible study professional. This book has 3 simple steps to follow: observe, interpret, and apply. With these 3 simple steps, you will be on your way to having a greater understanding of the Bible. Get your copy now for only $19.99. While supplies last.
Пройшло 23 hours.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum,
Bum, bum,
Ba-da-dum.
Tonight, our top story is one we covered earlier this week.
We covered the story on the man who bought a plot of land that we deemed worthless. Turns out, it's not so worthless after all.
Well, right now I'm on the scene with Terrence Williams, and rightly so, he did find something. I am in such a state of shock right now, I can't believe it myself. Terrence, can you give
I
us...
found it! I found money! I
Wha-
found
what-
it in the ground!
What is your reaction right now?
I got no money in the
He
ground!
is so stunned right now, and so is everybody else in the nation right now. We can hardly believe it ourselves. This is truly a miracle. Such underestimated, undervalued land, and what a treasure, what a find. I am in just a state of disbelief today. Here you have it, folks, a real find. This is gonna go down in the books.
Thanks, Joe. Now, Frank, I think we can gain something from what this man did. You know, all of us here at the studio and all of America even, this man did something that most don't do, and we see how much of a reward he received. What are your thoughts?
You know, Bill, you're right. I mean, when we all land, we all thought that this was probably one of the worst investments you could ever make. And in the end, what happened was the exact opposite. This man had gained so much more than we ever thought possible.
And it's funny because when this man actually purchased this land, you could have heard the criticism towards this man. You know,
Definitely.
people were calling him foolish. They said this was the worst move in real estate history. But we see how he made this initial sacrifice, how he gave up everything in his name, and in the end he received something greater than what he gave up in the first place.
Yeah, Bill, I think it's time I started looking for my treasure too.
I was thinking the same, Frank. This has been Bill Heskey.
And Frank Torak.
Good night, America. Also, our financial advisor, Yvonne.
We're trying to work.
And our top story tonight, Jim. Okay, what's your name?
Frank.
Oh, Frank.
For those of you driving out on 690 West today, be advised that there's a bit of road repairs going on right now.
So you might be a little bit late for dinner. And our top story tonight is about a man who Albert, what's your take on this?
Wow.
Terrence, can you tell us what compelled you to buy this land?
Bum bum bum.
Bum, bum,
Ba-da-da-da.
bum, bum, bum,
Ba-da-
bum, ba-da-da.